Thank you all so much. And I want to introduce Ashley Anderson Zantop, former elementary school teacher and collegiate coach, and now the Chief Operating Officer of Cambium Learning, to present the Power of Women Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Hey, good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Hey. Okay, just quick show of hands here. Raise your hand and be honest. If it feels both a little weird and also completely amazing to be out of our bubbles and here at this event. A little weird, but amazing, absolutely amazing. This is absolutely an achievement in and of itself. So thank you, Deb. Okay, so as I look out at this group of incredible people and tremendous women leaders, you know, who have each of us, if we're being honest, leapt over so many obstacles to be here where we are, both in this room, so literally, but also figuratively. You know, I'm wondering about cause and effect. I'm thinking about cause and effect. I'm asking myself, as I was looking at all the incredible attendees at the conference this year, can we be both cause? Can we be drivers as well as the effect, the outcomes, the achievements? And, you know, for ourselves, certainly we know that we can be the effect, we can be the outcomes, the achievements, and the fact that we're in this room right now says so. But I'm wondering about it writ large, at a much bigger scale. Can we be the driver of those outcomes at scale for others? Seems like a rhetorical question for this group. I'm thinking about this because I'm thinking about the fact that we saw some really exciting job numbers for July last week as it relates to women. So for those of you who missed the job numbers, the US job numbers for July, nearly 70%, 650,000 of the job gains in July were women, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's incredible. But we also have to keep in mind that because of the disproportionate impacts of the pandemic on women, all women, the National Women's Law Center suggests that we're going to need 5 consecutive months of those same types of gains to get women back to the same place they were before the pandemic. When we think about what that means, that's significant. And that's just the US. The effect of that is much more pronounced globally. So where were women in the labor force before the pandemic? Well, as of 2019, we were the majority of the US labor force. When we think about what that means and what opportunity means, we think about women also as primary drivers of the economy. Since dating back to 2009, women have been primary drivers of the global economy with purchasing decisions, consumer spending decisions, and behavior in lots of sectors, including critical sectors like healthcare and segments of education. So what does that mean for cause and effect? Not only do women have the power to drive the world and the world economy, we also have the power to change it. I think we've all seen this probably because we know it and pay attention to it, but a massive and growing canon of research shows that when women and their allies run companies, companies perform better. They outperform their peers. The data is really staggering. In every metric, like top-line growth, market expansion, innovation, profitability, ESG, when women lead as CEOs, when women lead as board members, when women lead as members of executive teams, those companies outperform their peers. And I'll give you one small example that's near and dear to my heart. A 2019 study by S&P Global Market Intelligence reported in the Financial Times, of 6,000 companies over 17 years, so not a small sample size, found that within 24 months of appointing a female chief financial officers, companies improved their profits by 6% and improved their average stock market returns by 8%. That's real, folks. That's real. And I have to say, I am grateful every day to work with Cambium Learning Group's CFO, Barbara Benson. I know she contributed to that statistic. She's amazing. Because of all this, yes, the answer has to be yes. We are both cause and effect. We are both achievement and outcome, effect and cause. And we are the driver. We are the ones who can do and provide solutions and backing and examples and the imperative that allow girls and women and all people to learn and grow and develop personal agency. And the work that you do, that you're here being celebrated for, matters because of that. You know, I read that the North Star for the ASU+GSV Summit was that all people have equal access to a future. The Cambium Learning Group is so proud to sponsor the Power of Women Awards as part of this event. I recognize it. It's painful to hear that it was a struggle to get a sponsor for this event in the early days, but we couldn't be more proud to sponsor it now. Our mission, what we strive for every day, is to make sure that every educator feels supported so that every student can succeed, so that we can close that opportunity gap. So on behalf of the Cambium Learning Group team, I'm delighted to present the 2021 Power of Women Awards and to celebrate women who both lead by example, by their own success, and by their service to the community to help others. So with that, I'm going to talk about our first award recipient, Kat Kennedy. So Kat is President and Chief Experience Officer at Degreed, the workforce upskilling platform founded on the premise that education is too important to stay the way it is. Degreed joined the list of EdTech unicorns in April of this year, raising $153 million in Series D funding at a reported valuation of $1.4 billion. Congratulations, Degreed team, that's incredible. So Kat joined Degreed in 2012 as Chief Product Officer and was then later promoted to Chief Experience Officer, and earlier this year was elevated to President. When Kat talks about problem solving, Kat brings her on-the-feet problem-solving skills of a former rancher to her work. She's trained as an engineer, and before joining Degreed, she worked in roles like technical engineering roles, including front-end web developer. So after a little like Google stalking on Kat, one of the other incredible things that I learned is that she has some really sound advice for suddenly sharing an office with more people when everybody's at home in the pandemic. And she's also the only Chief Experience Officer I know that has a fully assembled, and I think she built it herself, Lego Hogwarts castle in her office. So allow me to say congratulations to Kat Kennedy. Please come get your award. Yes, thank you. Congratulations, Kat. The second 2021 Power of Women Award recognizes none other than Divya Gokulnath, co-founder of BYJU'S, recognized this year as the largest and most valuable startup in India. So in June, BYJU'S raised $350 million in Series F funding at a reported valuation of $16.5 billion. That's incredible. Doing over $1 billion in top line. And in 2021 alone, Divya and the BYJU'S team announced 6 acquisitions, the most recent of which included Learning App Topper, Upskilling, Great Learning, and the ebook provider Epic, with a combined reported value of $1.2 billion. Just incredible. So when we think about the impact that Divya and the BYJU'S team are making in education, also earlier this year it was reported that BYJU'S reach now extends to 80 million users with 6 million paid subscribers. So when we think about education as a trajectory for changing people's lives, that is just incredible. So I'm going to accept this award on behalf of Divya, who can't be with us today, but let's all give a round of applause for somebody who is making incredible impact. Okay, the final 2021 Power of Women Award goes to Laura Ipsen, President, CEO, and member of the Board of Directors of Ellucian, which delivers mission-critical enterprise resource planning software to higher education institutions. In June, Blackstone and Vista Equity announced their acquisition of Ellucian at a valuation reported in the range of $5 billion. Congratulations, Laura. Laura has served at Ellucian since 2017 as one of the architects of Ellucian's turnaround, I shouldn't say turnaround, as Ellucian's massive performance, and has served in prior senior roles at Oracle, Microsoft, Cisco Systems, with a global array of responsibilities in consumer experience, sales, policy, government affairs, including things like promoting the adoption of global broadband access. Again, when we think about the impact in education. So Laura studied at the Woodrow Wilson School of Foreign Affairs and also studied Arabic in Jordan. According to an interview with Authority Magazine, she also has developed some really unique proprietary expertise with bunny ears design for Easter baskets. So when you get a chance, you should take a moment to ask her about that. In that same interview, Laura was asked about if she ever thought about giving up when she made the move to Silicon Valley by herself. And she answered, "I never thought of giving up because I was learning. And even though there was distance and I had the support of women I worked with and for. I leaned on new friends that I made in women's organization, and it was there that I found a place where business colleagues became friends and family. I served as local chapter president and global president, finding my place in my network and a great way to give back to help other women build their own networks and succeed personally." And that is the power of women. To be both outcome personally powerful and successful, the achievement itself, and the creator of outcomes and achievements for others. Because when leadership is inclusive and there are a variety of voices at the table, and those voices are women's voices, outcomes are better. So congratulations to Laura. And lastly, I just want to say, although it's understood, but it should not go without saying, that this event is about the power of women, the outcomes that we create, and that in itself is a significant achievement. And that in itself is an opportunity to build community and build strength together. So I just want to say thank you to Deborah Quazzo and her team for making this event possible.